Hello again, it's Noob, and I managed to get myself one of these really, well, let's just call it as it is, beautiful pocket picks from Martin Newton. And Martin worked with, I believe, the legend that is John Fowle to bring this to us, and certainly using the lockdown to best use to produce this. I mean, this literally has 4 picks in it, and just look how slim and, well, small this is. You know, it just fits in my hand like that. Anodized aluminium, it's in blue. I believe that's the only colour on offer at the moment, but isn't that just a lovely object? I mean, I'd want it I'd want it even if I didn't know what it was. It just looks brilliant, doesn't it? But what is it? Well, what I'm going to do is going to give you a bit of an overview of it, what's got in it and how it works and those kind of things. Then we're going to have just a little bit of a montage of me picking some locks with it, and then at the end we'll come to a conclusion and think about the pros and cons of it. So this was part of an initial run. I was lucky to get hold of one. I'll leave an email address should you want one of these in the description below, so you can contact Martin yourselves and ask him about stock and prices. I personally paid £50 all in to receive this, and well, I might as well just say it now. It's not a purchase that I regret in any way whatsoever. Now, we've seen all sorts of pocket type picks before. For example, we've seen plenty of jackknife picks, and you know, there's nothing wrong with those, generally nothing wrong with those, but this is something a bit different, and it operates in a different way and has a number of distinct advantages. One thing that's nice about this is that the incorporation of 2 tension tools which act at the same time as I guess a hole for a keychain loop, but that in itself stops, this loop stops the picks from extending out this way, and the tensioners stop the picks from extending out this way. I think that's just a really genius design. So to use it, obviously you just need to slide it off the keychain loop, slide out your tension tools, of which there are 2, as I said, which is step up from your standard jackknife set, and you can see here they're quite I guess short, and I find that you can use them bottom and top of the keyway, but they're better used top of the keyway. And they're nice and long, which is always good, nothing too short there. Then this has a really awesome design. You can't just slide this way. Well, you can slide these by pushing on this, but it helps you just push it down slightly. It's got a little indent there, so you can force it past the indent, but it's actually, you can see I'm pushing quite hard on it. It's better, and probably designed so that you push down on this little brass button, and you can move the pick either side, and you can feel it click into probably another little indent on each side. Same goes for the other side of the pick here, look. So let's go through them. You've got a very short, almost probe-like pick, a shallow hook, on the other side a medium short hook, and a medium hook. So this is going to give you a lot of different picking options when it comes to picking locks. One thing which I found really useful is I get better feedback, I think most of us do, from using a short hook when we attack a lock primarily. So when we first attack it, I would go with a short hook. You get better feedback, it's easier in the mind's eye for me to position myself on top of the pins. But sometimes you realise that you're interfering with some pins, you're getting oversets because you haven't got a deep enough hook. If you're having to use a normal pick set, you might have to actually let go of your tension, start again, or rummage around in your bag to find another pick. Or if you're using a jackknife set, of course, then you may have to again, let go so you can unscrew it and find another pick and then put it back in and all those other things. Anyway, with this, what I found is you can actually just basically hot swap. Close it down like that, turn it over, and you can go for your medium hook, you know, like that, see? Or your deep hook or whatever. It's just really easy to operate one-handed and find the hook that you want. You just don't have to let go of that tension while you're attacking the lock. So what are these made of? They're made of a carbide steel, and this is in 0.6 millimeters or around 23 thousandths of an inch, depending on where you're measuring from and what with. But yeah, really nice. And just I don't know how these were cut. It looks from this it's possibly a chemical etching process. But either way, it's nice and smooth. I've done nothing to these, and I will not do anything to them. I don't need to polish them. They are perfectly fine as they are. Right, enough waffling. We know that it's a thing of some beauty and, well, quite unique and very lovely engineering. So let's pick some locks with it. Going to start with the 6-pin Euro cylinder. Going to start with the just a short hook and press up on anything I find. That's pin 4, pin 3, nothing, pin 5 at the back I can feel, a little click. Pin 6 is now binding. I can feel it going. There we go, into a full set. Hit pin 2 there. I can tell I need a deeper hook now, so again, I'm not going to let go. I'm just going to find the hook that I need to get up behind the tensioner. Trying to find that binding pin. There we go. It was pin 1, very deep behind that top of the keyway tension, and we set it, I believe, like that. We've lost the full set, so I'm just going to go back to a slightly shorter hook. I think it's pin 6 at the back there, I can feel, and we're open. So look at that already. We're just swapping between these pick tips to pick a lock, which it's just nicer to pick when you can swap between your different pick depths. Because we can, and I like picking this lock. There's the club-like bitting on it. We're going to pick this Master Lock XL. Nice firm tension on this. Give those picks a bit of a workout. That's 4, 3, 2, and open. Very easy lock that, but nevertheless use quite heavy tension on it, and you know, these picks, they just give you good feedback. And last but not least, this lovely little Avocet padlock, tiny little keyway, and really nice ups and downs, lots of spools inside, and of course we'll use the really nice shallow hook on this one. I'm even going to top of the keyway tension this because we can. With the thumb, I'm going to go in and pick it like this. Just try and find pin 3, pin 2, I can feel that, wiggle around, pin 5, I can feel that just there. Let's set that in the full set already. There we go, and we're open. So what do I think to this tool? Well, I think for what you get with all this precision engineering and its provenance and its quality, I think for, you know, the value of around £50 or whatever the pricing is at the moment, definitely was worth it for me. I just really like this. It's a beautiful object, and as a lockpicker and a collector of tools, yeah, like I said, I have no regrets. Does it mean it's perfect? Almost, actually. So it's almost perfect. It could be improved, just a couple of tweaks, okay? Very minor, but still things which, so one thing I'm going to do myself is I'm going to just run a file around the tips of these tensioners. They're a tiny bit sharp, and I feel, maybe erroneously, that if I put that in my pocket, it would just get caught in the fabric of the pockets or loose stitching and stuff. A tiny rub with a file will sort that out. So that's almost a non-issue really, but just worth noting. The other thing is There is literally nothing wrong with any of these pick profiles whatsoever. However, and I don't think I'll be alone in saying this, if I could have swapped out this probe type pick, this super shallow pick tip, for a triple peak rake or a snake rake or, hey, even a city rake, then that would be my preference. Does that mean I wouldn't recommend it because it doesn't have a rake? No, absolutely not. I mean, most of us, I think, like to single pin pick, and it is by far the most versatile picking technique. It's just that I don't know when I would use a probe type pick in preference to having a rake. So certainly a triple peak or a snake rake or something like that would be really, really, really useful. Now, I've noticed that there are screws here, and I haven't looked inside it because I don't want to mess anything up in it because it's a really lovely object. But I'm thinking it probably wouldn't take much to swap one of these out. So I'd be interested to know whether Martin was considering making like maybe even a double rake tip one, or a rake and a shallow hook like this, because this is actually a really nice profile. Be a shame to get rid of that, but certainly, I'd happily pay, tenner for a spare one of these or whatever. It would just be something which you could swap out. It'd give you a spare. It'd be just a really nice thing. So I don't know whether that's going to be a consideration, but or even second run. But yeah, definitely. Ideally, that would have been a rake instead of a probe. But other than that, again, does it mean it's bad? No, not at all. It's just my personal preference. And I think you'll agree with me that overall, the package that you're getting is really great. Now, is it better than a jackknife pick? It depends what you want, really. The feedback on this and the fact that these tips lock and the metal is really high quality and also a bit thicker than you get in most jackknife sets. If you're into picking and you want some good feedback and you want a nice long handle and you want that stability and the ability to hot swap, then this clearly beats having a jackknife set of any kind. That being said, it only has 4 tips, and a jackknife set can have around 6 or 7 of them. So and it's a tiny bit smaller. So it's what we call swings and roundabouts. Really, it depends on your personal preference and need. But I certainly know that this is a superb piece of kit, and I paid my money for this, and I certainly would recommend it if you fancy a pocket pick tool. Anyway, I'm interested to know what you think in the comments. What do you think to this? Is it something you'd like? Are you going to be emailing Martin yourselves? Let me know. And if you like this video, please leave a like. If you want to comment, like I said, leave a comment. I'll read them all. I'll reply to as many as I can. And of course, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. It really helps me out. Okay, catch you all next time.